Yo, what's going on, everybody, man? It's your guy, Nick Fresh, one half of the Water Cooler Talk podcast, and I'm here with my guy. You see him right there.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
DC.
I'm in the house. What's up? What's up, man? Hey, everybody. How y'all doing? I'm happy to be here. Thank you for having me on, Nick.
Problem, man. Tonight, yes, ladies and gentlemen, we talking about Auburn football. Are they a top 15 team? We're going to dive into it right after this. Let's go.
Going live.
With the coolest podcast.
The Water Cooler Talk podcast. The coolest podcast.
In your ear.
Ladies and gentlemen, again, we thank y'all so much for rocking with us here around the Water Cooler. As always, man, we appreciate y'all so much for rocking with us, man. We are back as we are here every day, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern, man. We appreciate y'all so much. Before we get started, as always, follow us on Facebook at the Water Cooler Talk Podcast, on Instagram and TikTok at the Water Cooler Talk, on Twitter, trying to grow our audience on Twitter. Follow us there at CoolersPod23. And of course, subscribe, like, share, and hit the notification bell here on YouTube. So you know when we post more videos, when we go live, when we post polls, and when we do a lot of other things that we do on our YouTube channel as well, man. We appreciate you. DC, how you doing today, man?
Great. I am great. Happy to be here. Happy to talk some Auburn football, basketball, volleyball, whatever, man. Whatever Auburn, man. I'm happy to talk it. Let's talk some Auburn stuff, man.
We talking Auburn football,
Auburn
man.
stuff,
We
man.
love Auburn over here. Love SEC. Love college football. Love sports over here, man. Shout out to AU Dad, man. Auburn Dad in the chat, man. Let's go, War Eagle. Shout out to Auburn Dad, War Eagle, man. He already gave us an analysis. He gave us an analysis right. He said, on paper, yes. In reality, Auburn is a top 15 team, but they got to prove it. Deserves. They got to win it. They got basically got to win on the field. Is what he's saying.
Okay.
That's what he's saying.
Okay.
All right, we about to get into
Auburn
it.
Dad for life.
Auburn Dad said, War Eagle, Nicky DC. Same to you, Auburn Dad.
What's up, man?
Same
What's
to
up,
you,
man? What's up?
Yes, sir. What it is, fellas? It's the Huggy Beard himself. What's going on?
There he is.
Oh, right. I know. What's happening, man? Not much, Huggy. Not much, Huggy. Just keeping my head above water. That's all I'm doing. D said DC in his jerk. You heard me?
Man.
What's up?
What's up, Huggy? You know what I'm saying? Huggy be over there disturbing the channel, man. You know what I'm saying? throwing it all off the rails, man. When Tight be on there, it's all good though.
That's exactly. This brings on this. He said after hot sauce debate.
There it is. There it is. I forgot. Yeah, AU Dad for Life was in. That's right, man. AU Dad for Life was in there, man.
Yeah, I watched it on the rewatch, man. That was hilarious.
Dude,
that
crazy,
was the hot sauce debate. Y'all talked about what
man.
was it, Texas Pete?
Yeah,
and 57.
Yeah, we talked about Hines, Texas Pete, Trapeze, man, Crystal. They just went off the chains, man. They always going off the chains, bro.
Man, that was great television, man. Great television, man. It is what it is. But tonight, man, we talking Auburn football, man. And we talking about Auburn. As you saw from the thumbnail, it has up there. Auburn's in the top 15. Now, let's give more context to that. Huggy Beard, he laughed at that. King Richard in the chat. What's going on, King Richard? Warrior, my guy. Hope everything's going well with you, man.
What's up, man?
Appreciate you so much, man. But let's give a little bit more context to that. So let's take a look at this, man. So,
okay.
Andy Staples and Ari Wasserman from On 3. I call them the On 3 guys. They put out a way too early college football top 25 list.
Okay.
Which is interesting. So you see the list here. So they got Nebraska at 25. They have Miami at 21, Oklahoma at 18, which is interesting. They have Tennessee at 13, Alabama at 14, LSU at 15, but right there at that 11 spot. Right there at that 11 spot.
Wow.
They have Auburn at 11.
Okay.
They have Auburn at 11 right there. Above Tennessee, Alabama, and LSU, 3 teams that did better than Auburn this past season in 2024. Now, before this, they actually had Auburn at 10 at one point in time. There was a graphic that had Auburn at 10, which was interesting to see there. Now, as you all know, doing the Senior Bowl this week, meeting a lot of people is so much fun at the Senior Bowl. But I got a chance to interview Andy Staples from On 3. And I asked him about this. I asked him some other stuff too as well. So, you know, if you want to see that interview, in full, here's the thumbnail for it. Go check out that interview in full there. But as per this, I asked him about what was their reasoning of putting Auburn at 11. So let's take a clip of what he said, of his analysis of why they have Auburn at that spot. Tell me if you all agree or disagree, but let's take a look. Let's listen. Let's listen together.
Last season was awful. But if you take each game individually, they were right there. It was usually quarterback play that cost them. And you're talking about these little one-possession games. Alabama game, they were not in. But pretty much every other game they were in. Those tend to even out. Those tend to balance out. Plus, I like the fact that, yes, they went and used the portal for quarterbacks, but they didn't just go get one and say, this is your job. Now, I think everybody assumes that it's going to be Jackson Arnold's job, but I'm not assuming anything. Like, Ashton Daniels was starting at Stanford last year, and Deuce Knight, I'm sure, is going to want his shot. So my guess is with a three-man competition, you're going to find better quarterback play than you found last year. This is an offensive line where they bring back quite a bit and go get some depth. Like Mason Murphy started at USC. I don't think he came to Auburn with a guarantee of starting. Like this you're creating competition there in a group that I thought was pretty good compared to Auburn groups, Auburn offensive lines the last 10 years. Defensively, the dudes are there. And then Cam Coleman and Eric Singleton Jr. is one of the better pickups in the transfer portal anywhere. We already know Auburn can run the ball. So you have Cam Coleman, who's an absolute freak of nature, who, look, in most years, Cam Coleman's the best freshman receiver in the country. He just happened to come out the same year as Jeremiah Smith and Ryan Williams. So, Jeremiah Smith's there's nobody else like him. There hasn't been anybody like him in a long time. So, but you look at Cam, and you look at the way Cam came on at the end of the year. So if they get a little bit better quarterback play, not even a lot better, but a little bit better, and then some of those bounces that didn't go their way even out, you're talking about a team that's going to win a lot of games.
Yeah, so that's Andy Staples, guy from I call him the On 3 guys, him and Ari Wasserman. Had a chance to interview him and connect with him during Senior Bowl week at Media Days. And I asked him the question about it. I asked him about this. I also asked him about them having Coach Hugh Freeze on the hot seat after putting Auburn in the top 25 as well. So if you want to see that whole interview, go check that interview out right here. This is the thumbnail for it on our channel. Just had a nice conversation. It's right at 10 minutes conversation with Andy Staples, and we appreciate him so much for giving us that opportunity and giving us a little bit of his time while we were sitting around waiting for the teams to come in for the media day. But DC, you heard what he said.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts?
I think you have some great points, man. I look at the Hugh Freeze offense from last year. Look at the games we were in, the Oklahoma game. Everybody to a man agreed we should have won that game if it wasn't for a late pick six, man. Several other games we could have won. The Arkansas game we could have won.
Mm-hmm.
Missed a lot of field goals in that game, man. Missed some opportunities in that game. Had all the turnovers in the world, like 5 turnovers in the Cal game. So looking at it from that standpoint and having a better offensive line, man, I think he has a good point. I think all of us are pointing to, man, if everything can get on the same page, if Hugh Freeze with the play calling, the in-game play calling, the offensive coordinator, quarterbacks coach, if they can get a line, wide receivers coach, stop some of the mistakes going on, I think they can have a good year, man. I don't know, top 10, 11 might be a little too rich for me, though, Nick. I'm going to be honest with you.
Okay.
That might be a little too rich, because if you bring back up the listing,
yeah.
If you bring back up the listing, man, You're telling me we're going to be better than Michigan? We're going to be better than Tennessee, Alabama, LSU? Man, that's a, you know what I'm saying? That's a lot of currency right there. We're going to be better than Miami. Man, that's a lot of currency. You know what I'm saying? Not that they won't be good. I think that they will be good. I don't know if we'll be top 10, 11 good.
Oh, this is I'm I thought about this. And I thought about this since I spoke with him about this. Since I spoke to him about this, I thought about this because I was like, this would be a good topic for a show. I actually think he's right on point. I think he's right on point. And with you bringing that up, let's take a look at this list. So let's look at Michigan. So Michigan's if you look at what Michigan has coming back, you lost the quarterback that was there last year. You have Bryce Underwood who's coming in this year. Do you expect him to come in and start as a freshman right off the top? Is he the best option on Michigan's roster this year?
He might be, man. And you got to think about this now. They beat Alabama with a backup quarterback. And a lot of their players, you know, they beat the Alabama team we just prior a few weeks lost to. And they beat them with backup players. So I think the better question I would want to pose to you, man, is right now, what the rosters are, what they are. If Michigan and Auburn played, who would you pick?
I would probably pick Auburn because you losing Donovan Edwards. Michigan's losing Donovan Edwards, and shout out to Donovan Edwards. If you want to see that interview on the channel as well, got a chance to interview him as well, doing at Senior Bowl as well too, man. That's a real cool guy, man. Shout out to Donovan Edwards. They're losing Donovan Edwards. They're losing a lot in the running game. The defense, yes, they may be reloading on the defensive side of the ball. Michigan is as well, but as it sits right now, man, I would probably have to go Auburn in that game. If we going based on the roster, on the way that the roster looks, I'm probably have to go Auburn because you sitting here telling me that an offense with the guys that you have coming back on the offensive line in Wade, Lou, Jeremiah Wright, Xavier Miller, addition of Xavier Chaplin. You still have Cam Coleman coming back. You have Malcolm Simmons coming back. You added Eric Singleton. You added Horatio Fields. We still waiting to see what Perry Thompson does and see how he progresses. Preston Howard and Brandon Frazier is coming back in. Preston Howard's coming in and Brandon Frazier's coming back in the tight end room. You have Darrell Robinson, who I think could potentially be the featured back in this backfield in this offense. To go along with Damari Austin and Jeremiah Cobb. And to top it off, we're sitting here saying that we potentially have the second best quarterback in the portal that was in the portal. And we're thinking that he's a significant upgrade. Most people think he may be a significant upgrade from what we had the past couple of years. And the team that we put on the field last year, as he said in his statement there, was literally a play or two away per those games from being an 8-win team. And we upgraded the roster. I would have to sit here and argue with him that he got a point. He has a point there. So, I mean, it's kind of hard for me not to disagree with him. But if we have upgraded the roster this much, based on the production that we saw from what these guys did last year, now, except for the quarterback position, because the thing about Jackson Arnold with the quarterback position coming in was that he didn't have enough weapons around him at all last year. He didn't look comfortable in the offense. And the coaching staff felt that he wasn't being used properly at Oklahoma. So we're sitting here saying this is a 5-star plus guy coming out of high school who has the talent to be able to take a team and win with the team. And you saw those flashes of what he could do, you know, in a couple of games during his freshman season. So are we sitting here saying that team can't be better than what we put on the field last year?
Man, like I said, man, I don't, man. For number one, it's like I think I'm jaded for all of the 5 loss seasons. We're headed to fifth losing season in a row.
Yeah, if this season go bad.
Yeah, right. So, and then I'm looking at, man, we were 5-7. And I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer for real though, man, but it's like I don't like to sunshine pump either. So I like to go into the season with a level head. And man, we were just 5-7 with in-game play calling. We questioning after the game. I mean, situational play calling to be more specific. So it's like this. Are we gonna fix the situational play calling? Are we gonna fix the red zone stuff? Aside from the roster, man, we had some coaching issues. You know what I'm saying? We had coaching issues that after every game, dude, we were screaming about. So is that automatically fixed, like the in-game situational calling and the red zone stuff? Okay, they made a step to fix the special teams. In my opinion, you know, I know y'all say we're gonna be top 15 on defense and offense. Defense, it's like, is that young defense gonna be able to, those young linebackers, those young linemen, are they gonna be able to acclimate quickly? So again, I see what he's saying, and I agree with Auburn Dad for Life on paper, yes, but it's a lot of intangibles going on at Auburn that they need to fix before I can put them at the 10 and 11 spot.
No, I mean, I understand exactly where you're coming from. I mean, I feel you on that. Now, I see it both ways.
Yeah.
Like the dichotomy of this is very convoluted because I see it both ways. Like it's like I think I stated this on a show previously. Like it's PTSD, like for me as an Auburn fan, because like you look at it, if you look at this team on paper, we're sitting here saying you have a receiver that was almost a 600-yard receiver last year as a true freshman. You have another true freshman that was almost a little bit less than 400 yards, a little bit over 400-yard receiver. You have a guy that's the number one receiver in the portal that was a 700+ yard receiver. You have a back that you brought in that was a 700+ yard back as a freshman. Then you come in and you solidify the left tackle position with a guy that was all ACC. And then you bring back the part of the line that wasn't a problem, except for maybe the right side at times, the right tackle spot at times. And then on the defensive side, yes, you lose a Jalen McLeod, you lose a Eugene Asante, you lose a Maiusi, you lose a Austin Keys, you lose those type of guys, yes. But you have talent in like DeMarcus Riddick. You have a DJ Barber. You have an Elijah Melendez who's coming in. You have an Xavier Tiller who came in at LSU. A lot of people feel some type of way about him as well, how that can play out. You have Keldrick Faulk coming back. You have Kieran Crawford, a Jamonta Waller, a Joe Phillips. And then you bring in this class of big guys in the middle, and Jordan Crawford, Malik Autry, Antonio Coleman, Jerry Smith. You bring in these superstar type freshmen to go along with a Dallas Walker the fourth. I mean, it's hard for me not to sit here and say that this team is not a top 11 team. But on the opposite side of it, as you just stated, on the opposite side, do I trust the coaching staff on the offensive side to put this team in good positions to be successful? So I completely understand where you're coming from. It's the dichotomy of it that I'm just like, man, which way do I go?
It's helter skelter because, man, and you know, I was a main one, you know, on the film watch saying, bro, as a lot of times last season when we watched Hugh Freeze, when I watched the game and broke down film, it's like, man, a lot of the stuff he was calling was working. It was open. But again, like when we go back to situational play calling, if your personnel can't perform those things, then why are you calling them? You know what I'm saying? So I get that part of it. But looking at what was in Hugh Freeze's bag, man, some of the stuff he was calling that and Derek Nix they were calling was good stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, Are we still going to be calling good stuff and not connecting and blaming the quarterback and blaming the receivers for being on different pages and all this other stuff, man? So I can see it, bro. But let me hit you with this too, Nick.
Mm-hmm.
Dude is saying we're gonna be in the playoffs, bro.
I wholeheartedly.
I mean,
if you ask me that right now, I'm like 75% on board with him.
He's saying we're gonna be in the playoffs.
I'm like 70 to 75% on board with him with that.
Boy, y'all, I believe it. I'm on some. I'll believe it when I see it, man. I'm sorry.
That's the thing.
I'm sorry, y'all.
I'm looking at it like on paper. I'm looking at it from the paper standpoint. I'm looking at like what you potentially can put on the field, and then what we potentially gonna go up against. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, this team should be a playoff team. This is what it should.
Yeah,
be.
Man. If he would have said 15, I would have been like, okay, I can maybe see 15, but the jump from 5 and 7 to end the playoffs, it can be done. But it's just I'm gonna have to see it to believe it, man.
Well,
okay, can I say?
I tell you this: the last Auburn team that went to the national championship in 2013, the year before that, they were only won 3 games.
Yeah, I agree. But see, that thing was definitely a coaching philosophy issue. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Remember they tried to bring in the guy that was came in from Boston College. I think he was Temple, the offensive coordinator, man. That he went to Virginia Tech after that, and then Frank Beamer got fired. But so they were trying to go back to a traditional smash mouth offense, man, when that wasn't your personnel. They didn't even try to transition from it. So then Gus came back in, and that was his personnel. So
true.
It worked real good. But let me hit you with this while we go on, Nick. And this is started. It says, this is Nathan King. Shout out to Asia because she sent this to me. Okay. Nathan King talked to coach, and he said, Hugh Freeze, he said, our receivers, asked him about Jackson Arnold. He said, our receivers are this is different. This ball is spinning the right way. So was Peyton spinning the ball the wrong way? I mean, what are we? I'm like, bro, here we go. We finna day 2 of practices. I tried to ask Coach Hugh Freeze about some stuff, but he seemed to be in a rush. And I guess he was in a rush, but I did get a chance to talk to Coach Nix. Mm-hmm. I did get a chance to talk to Coach Derek Nix. Mm-hmm. But Hugh Freeze did do a gaggle outside of the stadium when he was leaving the stadium. And that's the one that I think a lot of people saw. Mm-hmm. But how do I feel about that? Yeah, that's an interesting statement. It's a very interesting statement. I say that. Bro. It's a very interesting statement. So I don't know because if you watch that video, he also said that Deuce Knight apparently was doing the same thing as well. Like the ball is like there's something like it's different. I don't know what that means. I don't know what different means. I don't know if that's a good different or a bad different. I'm just gonna be honest. The ball is spinning right.
I don't know.
You know, like, bro, it was spinning wrong. But go ahead, man. I'm sorry. I just want to ask you about that, man.
I guess that's an interesting thing. It's spinning right.
It's spinning right. Like, what does that mean? I'm like, please expound, but go ahead.
But this is the thing though. Which receiver said that? Because
who said that?
Because the only receivers that could have said that they could say that and say it's different would be a Cam Coleman or a Malcolm Simmons.
Yep, or Perry.
Yeah, or Perry Thompson.
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't know. It's interesting to see, man.
I thought it was an interesting comment, man.
It is. Auburn dad said, man, I look on my desk by my computer. I had a bottle of Louisiana. That's what's up, man.
Y'all go with this hot sauce.
That's what I'm saying, man. King Richard said, great work this week, Nick. Appreciate you, King Richard, man. Try to do my best, man. Trying to do our best. What's going on, fellas? War Eagle, man. Shout out to the Huggy Beard himself. You guys see Deuce Knight receive his 5th star on 3. He surely did.
Yeah.
Surely did.
Okay,
surely
man.
did.
How does somebody receive a 5th star? Okay, I guess he ain't playing nothing. Maybe about the Under Armour game and stuff like that. Maybe they send him perform in the game and stuff against other competition. Okay.
More than likely, that's what it is. Nothing much, Huggy. Just glad to be alive. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We appreciate all y'all for going on, man. Hope everything going good with you, man. Auburn dad comes in and said, man, Andy has so odd reasoning, but as an AU fan, I can't stop thinking about the last 4 years. Yeah, that's we just stated that. Like it's the dichotomy about it has just been off. Like, is this way or that way? Like, which way do you like? How do you do it? I don't like. How do you go? It is interesting, man. Huggy Beard, man. All the videos been on point, but dog, man, appreciate that, man. Yeah, go check them out, man. It should be AU Dad with the rankings going up. Yeah. Did Tennessee lose their quarterback? Nope.
Oh, he coming back, bro.
So I'm not the only one thinking it. No, I don't think you are. I think I know what you're talking about. King Richard, he agreed with you, DC. He agreed with you. He said, I want us to be good, but we really need to prove that AU has gotten better. Yeah, I think that's where a lot of guys, I think that's where a lot of fans are. Like, they see it, but they got to see it on the field first. They got to see it in practice first before they actually be like, yeah, okay, we there. I know why they're ranked. I know why they rank them so high righteously, bro. Yeah, it's about what they see on paper, man. It is what it is. Shout out to Bubba and the old man. What's going on, man? Hope everything good with you, man. He said, no matter what, Nick, they got to be in the pudding. That's true, man. That's true. Huggy said, man, righteously, bro. A lot of Coners to come around. I got you. Coners to come around. You heard me. That championship mentality, etc. Top teams fall for all the time, but not in the way AU does. It is what it is, partner. Hey, interesting, man. I have Auburn around 20th. There's still unknowns. Can Keyron be an SEC starter at edge? Can Robert Williams finally take the Mike job and running with it? And Jackson Arnold take the jump? So very solid.
That's what I said. If it was 15-20, bro, I'd be like, I can come be okay. I can see it.
That's a very solid analysis there. I can't doubt that, man. The Auburn lover in me, I want the bug, but the realist in me says I got to see it first. Yeah, I think that's where everybody's at. They have to see it first. Everybody need to see this first. And we're thin at the 3 tech. I think Antonio Coleman and Darren Smith can be productive interior rushers, but they're both undersized. I don't know if they're ready to defend the run at their current size.
Yeah, man, them some young dudes, man. Them some young cats. That's what I said to me is the interior and interior linebackers. Go ahead.
I see 2015 right now. We can work our way up. It needs to be proven. Yeah, it just needs to be proven. I think a lot of 2013 don't count. They had just won in 2010. AU way more down right now than 2012. Okay, really? Way more down
than in 2012.
That's an interesting.
That's an interesting statement.
That's an interesting statement. That's an interesting one right there.
Man, he might have a point though because
way more down.
And I say it, and he might have a point because again, it wasn't really the roster. You see what I'm saying? It was just like, bro, they just made a coaching change and went to the national championship. So he might. That's a great analysis, man. That's a great analysis. Right.
Okay. Put Crawford there, Bubba. He ready. All right.
Okay.
All right. Okay, man. Even in the Alabama A&M game, PT ball were more of the receivers' talent adjusted to bad throws.
Yeah, when old boy jumped and caught that thing.
Yeah. That's what it is. What's up, Huggy, man? Doing good. Mint solid. Nick. Okay, got you. Okay. Got it. Auburn Dad, I agree on Jordan, but he's a nose, not a 3 tech. Very true. Reach out and pick him a bottle of Crystal when brush it.
He on Crystal. He
on them crystals, man. Nah, I don't mess with that. Bubba, can he not down? Okay. Because I agree with DC. I looked at that ranking like, who? Oh man, it's funny. So I say this. I don't think coaches nor AP will have AU sniffing the top 30. Whoa, really, Auburn Dad? Really? Ooh. Not the top 30? You don't think Auburn's a top 30 team? Just on paper. You don't think they're a top 30 team? Because that's really what's about to happen. Auburn is gonna get ranked based off of what they have coming back. That's more likely how rankings work. Auburn Dad, in theory, you could play a nose at 3 tech, but there are differences in terms of gap responsibilities. Crawford is a plugger. Primarily, so I don't know if he can consistently split the gaps at the rate. Okay, that's getting technical there. Way more down the mental part, folks. It's still scary to have to come into Jordan Hare, all that stuff. Okay, all right, man. I feel you on that. So DC, so you saying that right now you would have Auburn at? Well, okay, if you were making the list, would Auburn be in the top 25?
I'll have them in the top 25. If I was trying to be that guy that's trying to pick a team, you know what I'm saying, to be the smart guy in the room that I could pick a team that probably was going to make the jump, then I would pick Auburn.
Okay,
but just
so
off of history, recent history, I would be like, no. If you look at those teams on there, you just have to look at those teams and say, man, you know what I'm saying, will we beat Michigan? Will we beat Tennessee, Alabama, LSU? Will we beat those teams right now?
okay, so let's look at this thing, how they look at it. So they look at what the projection of the starters of what the offense and the defense will look like. So we're projecting that this offense, we know the names that's going to be more than likely projected on offense. We know the names that's going to be projected on defense. So are you telling me you don't think that Auburn could beat Michigan right now? That Auburn could beat Tennessee, Alabama, or LSU right now?
Just right now, coming off of what I saw.
Not coming off of what we saw. Not coming off of what we saw.
But that's part of it. It's just
that's not coming off
because they bringing some of them players back, and they adding players, but they are bringing some of them players back. They bringing the same coaching staff back pretty much, or specifically on offense. Man, if I had to put it on it, bro, I'm just man. No, I don't think we could beat Michigan right now.
Wow,
they just beat Alabama.
Oh.
They beat Alabama down players, bro, and they just, bro, they beat out. Think of what I'm saying now, bro. They just beat Alabama last.
Yeah, but when you watch
down
the game,
players,
when you watch that game, Alabama still had a chance to win that game, though.
Still though, but they beat them. Alabama drug us.
Alabama didn't drug. I ain't gonna say they drug Auburn. I'm not gonna say that now. It was a 2 touchdowns. It was a 2 touchdown score. I'm not gonna say they drug.
Okay, now
Auburn.
we finna get into the semantics of what
Yeah.
I'm
not gonna say Alabama drugged them.
I'd be like 2 touchdowns, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
you
two
got
touchdowns. Like
2 touchdowns,
that's
bro.
nah. The context behind that matters. I'm gonna just say it like that. The context.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
So you don't think Auburn could beat Tennessee, Alabama, or LSU right now? You don't think
I don't think we can beat Michigan, Tennessee. I don't think we could beat LSU. I think we probably could beat Alabama.
You don't think okay. So you don't think we could beat LSU right now? You don't think we could beat Tennessee?
No.
Wow.
No.
Wow.
No.
Wow.
No.
Okay.
Just say if we on a neutral field, if we just on a neutral field, and I'm sorry, y'all. I can't get out what I saw from Auburn last, and I know it's hard because we don't even have that quarterback anymore. You feel what I'm saying? So I haven't even seen Jackson Arnold play. So it's kind of like that's a part. It's like you can either project Jackson Arnold is going to be great, or you can project he's going to be a dud based on what you saw from him at Oklahoma. That's so hard to project. But if I had to call it, man, no, I couldn't see us beat Michigan, Tennessee, or LSU. I could see us maybe beating Alabama, maybe.
I think Auburn could beat. I think Auburn could beat Michigan.
Okay.
Are we saying these games are on neutral field?
Neutral fields.
I think Auburn could beat Michigan.
Okay.
On Tennessee, Tennessee is out of those 4 is probably one that I think would probably be giving me a little pause.
Mm-hmm.
On a neutral field, I think Auburn could beat Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
And on a neutral field, I think Auburn could beat LSU.
Okay.
I feel that way. I feel that way. I think 3 out of those 4, I think Auburn can beat, and I think Tennessee is probably I don't know.
So if Tennessee could beat them, then that would slide Auburn back to number 12,
basically,
right there,
basically. But that's still top 15, though. That's still top 15.
So go to the next line. This is a great exercise.
So you saying
go to the next line? Could we beat everybody on the next line?
You could beat. I think Auburn could beat. I think Auburn could beat BYU.
I agree.
Arizona State is a playoff squad. Cam Scatterboo was gone, but they got their quarterback coming back. I think that could be a game, but I think Auburn pulls that out.
Okay.
Oklahoma on a neutral field with John Mateer at quarterback and Ben Arbuckle as the OC. And then they just got the DC, the guy from Clemson to come be the DC. I think that could be a game on a neutral field. Because right now I have Auburn losing to Oklahoma.
Okay.
At Oklahoma on the road right now.
I
think Auburn beat Texas A&M on a neutral field.
Okay.
And I think Auburn beat Kansas State.
I think Auburn beats BYU, Arizona State. I think they lose to Oklahoma, A&M, and beat Kansas State.
You think they lose to A&M on a neutral field after just beating them at home?
Bro, they barely beat them.
Okay.
They barely. They squeaked out in overtime.
Okay.
They almost gave that game up, bro. That was an overtime game at home.
Okay.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. I don't think it's far fetched because they squeaked it out at home, man, barely. So you saying you was out of that line, you would give them the loss to Oklahoma?
I would give them the loss to Oklahoma, and I think
now Auburn is
Arizona State. I think Arizona State would be a game.
Okay.
Because of quarterback play, the same way I think LSU could potentially be a game, but I think Auburn beat them. Because of Garrett Nussmeier.
Okay.
But Arizona State would be a game because of quarterback play. I think Oklahoma would beat Auburn.
And I agree.
I think Auburn would beat Texas A&M, and I think they would beat Kansas State. So I think the only team that they would lose to on that line would be Oklahoma.
Yeah, we pretty close. I say Oklahoma and A&M, but but we're just going by your analysis. So that will put Auburn is at number 13 now.
Yeah.
Okay, go to the next line.
Let's go to the next line. So you got Miami. I think Auburn will beat Miami on a neutral field. I think Auburn will beat Miami on a neutral field. I think they would. I think Auburn could beat Indiana on a neutral field. I think the SMU would be interesting because Kevin Jennings is a running quarterback, and this defense always has a problem with that. So that would be an interesting game. Georgia Tech, something's different about Georgia Tech. Something is different about Georgia Tech. So I don't know about that game yet.
Okay,
and Nebraska. If I had to call it right now,
if you had to call SMU and Georgia Tech, what you would call it?
I would on a neutral field.
Neutral field.
On a neutral field,
on Mars.
On a neutral field right now. Right now, I would give SMU the edge over Auburn.
Okay.
And I would give Auburn the edge over Georgia Tech.
I'll take SMU and I'll take Georgia Tech.
Wow.
So, okay, bro, you saw, think about Georgia Tech took Georgia to overtime.
That's crazy.
So, it ain't like Georgia Tech took Georgia to overtime, bro.
Yeah, but they had to come
in their house.
They had to come back to do that, though.
Yeah, but I'm saying in their house, too. And I guess so, and I guess that would balance out because we got the best receiver.
Exactly.
So, okay, I would give SMU, man, that Georgia Tech to me would be a toss-up. I'm going to go style. I go Georgia Tech. But if you just go SMU and Georgia Tech wins, right? So, see, you right where I am, Auburn is now at 14. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, Auburn.
So, by that logic, you see what I'm saying? Now you kind of right where I am placing Auburn because I said maybe 15 to 20 in that area. So, that's kind of, when that's placed.
Look at the teams above them, though. Would you take Florida over Auburn?
Yes.
Right now, you would take Florida over Auburn.
Yeah, I take DJ Lagway right now over Auburn.
I don't know about that.
Bro, I wouldn't even blink. I wouldn't even blink.
I mean, I feel where you coming from with that, with the DJ Lagway situation.
Yeah.
But the offense around Jackson Arnold, I think is better than what DJ Lagway got right now. Back.
The way Florida came down the stretch, bro. The way they came down the stretch, man. They could have beaten Georgia, but they lost their quarterback then. So the way Florida came down the stretch, man, I think, I take Florida.
You would take Illinois over Auburn.
I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I don't watch Illinois football that close, so I really don't know. It's a reason they got them at 7, though. I don't watch them like that.
But I wouldn't take them though. I wouldn't take them over Auburn.
Everybody
else, I would more than likely take over Auburn.
Okay.
The first 6, yes.
Okay. So you wouldn't take Florida over Auburn?
No. Just because the surrounding pieces around Jackson Arnold is better than what DJ Lagway got.
Okay. So then that will put him back at like 12.
Yeah, it'll put him back somewhere between that 12 to 14 range.
12 to 14 range. Yeah.
That's what it is. All right, man. That was fun.
That's interesting.
This was fun. Auburn dad said, man, they hate us in the national media, man. For some reason, I kind of feel where you coming from with that, man. Huggy Beard said, man, righteously, bro, AU plays better as the underdog. Ooh, okay. We would be in the top 25, and it's time for us to show that we are still one of the top schools in the nation. Yeah, I agree with you, man. We got to do that, man. We got to do that. Same bull jive. That's a Shannon Sharp word. That's a Shannon Sharp word. From the non-player folks. Kenny Richards said we could beat LSU. I agree with him. I think we could beat LSU. Tez, what's up, Tez? He said if we're better in situational football, we could blow the doors off.
That is, yeah, that it is. But that's what I said. Yes, go ahead. Situational football. That's what I said. I can't.
But I don't. But even if that game, even if it wasn't situational, I still think Auburn could just. Even if Auburn missed on like 2 of those situational points, I still think Auburn beat that Michigan team without a Donovan Edwards.
He didn't really play in the bowl game though.
Well, yeah, of course, because
he didn't play in the bowl game and they beat Alabama.
He was getting ready for getting ready for the Senior Bowl.
Yeah, but they beat Alabama without.
Shout out to my guy Donovan Edwards if you watching this, man. My guy Donovan Edwards, man. Shout out to him. Go watch that interview we did with Donovan Edwards, man. It's a great interview. Five Adam comes in and said any Bama quarterback would have beaten Michigan. Milroe was missing open men like 23 times.
Sure. Yeah.
Yes, he has, because he's been doing it at the Senior Bowl this week.
Yeah.
He did better today. But in the first 2 days, boy, it was different. Kelly's biggest downfall at Notre Dame was defense, and it's starting to show up at LSU. Telling you, they got great quarterback play with Gary Nussmeier, but other than that,
that's why I give him the edge, man. Quarterback play.
Hey, he not Jaden Daniels, and we know Jaden Daniels did not have a great defense when he won the Heisman.
Agree with that.
He ain't Jaden Daniels though. LSU, yes. Tennessee, we'll see. Shout out to Ted, man. Huggy Beard, man, said it's okay to love the Tigers. Is that what he said? And still be realistic.
Tigers. He's saying that thing like Coach Orgeron.
Oh, like Orgeron.
Tigers. Yeah, man. Yeah, but it's like Huggy. Sometimes Auburn fans be getting mad when you be realistic, man.
They do a little.
Sometimes they get a little, get a little mad with you when you be realistic, bro.
They do. Bubba said, man, we could beat anybody in the top 25, but I wouldn't predict us to be Tennessee, Bama, LSU, Texas A&M, and Miami. Wow.
He's saying the same ones I'm saying. He is saying the same ones. Yeah, we saying the same ones, bro. We saying the same ones.
I think we could beat Michigan, Tennessee, Bama, and LSU, and Illinois.
Hey,
South Carolina and Florida.
You think we beat South Carolina? You think we beat South Carolina? Why are you thinking like that now?
Because I'm gonna be real with you.
You think we can beat South Carolina, man?
Okay, let me ask you this question. Do you think South Carolina's defense was good last year?
Yes, I think their front guys were like phenomenal.
Okay,
I think the front was phenomenal.
The same
I
team.
think pretty much. I think that. Well, let me say the ends. I think the ends they had some nice ends, bro.
I'm gonna put it like this: as much as we sit here and talk about how good they were, how they beat like a lot of top teams, it's the same team that almost lost to Old Dominion at the beginning of the season. The same team that almost lost to Kentucky as well.
That was the beginning of the season, and that's the same team that almost beat Alabama in their house. But
they lost by 2 points.
Yeah, I'm just saying. You saying almost lose. I'm saying almost won. So it go both ways. You tell me.
Or is South Carolina one of those teams that gets up for big games?
You tell me, bro. I think South Carolina beat us right now.
I think that'll be an interesting game. I'll put it like that. Okay. I think it'll be a really interesting game. Hey King, we haven't tried again, but I have no faith. They talking about the Wi-Fi down here, man. They talking about shout out to Tez and B Sharp. They having trouble with the Wi-Fi. Where they at? Righteously, bro. I don't think I feel safe putting money on AU versus anybody. I still watch and cheer. Yeah, when it comes to Auburn, man, Auburn is interesting. Tez come back and say, man, SMU is a tricky one. It is tricky. It is tricky. That's a good point. He's saying Georgia Tech don't have singles.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's why I said evens out. But I was like, styles make fight. And Georgia Tech, man, their style, man, is just they brutal, bro.
Man, let's see. Five Adam comes in and said, man, Auburn is top 23 to 25.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay, that's not. I don't think that's bad. I think a lot of people would agree with you there. At Auburn Dad for Life, their second best receivers, and I think they lost their running back as well. Talking about Georgia Tech, Tech lost so much. I have to see them first before I pick them. Yeah, man. But the way that their head coach is doing, man, I wouldn't be surprised if he took care of that in recruiting and with maybe some portal additions. We'll see. Who knows? Tech lost so much. I have to see them first before I pick them. Okay. Illinois is really like that. I have them over AU. Veteran QB, solid wide receivers, and elite defense. I'm gonna put it like this.
Okay.
I'll put it like this. I have to see it to believe it
Okay.
against quality competition. I'm gonna have to see it to believe it against quality. Shout out to Brent Bielema. Shout out to Brent Bielema, but I'm gonna have to see it to believe it. Got to see it. To believe it.
Bro, like we like winning like 5 games. We winning 5 games. We losing to Vanderbilt and New Mexico State. Cal, Arkansas. We losing to these cats, man.
It is what it is, man. It is what it is. I know this, Bubba. Shout out. I know that. I know this.
Right,
but
man.
Donovan Edwards was cool with us, man.
He did, man.
He been balling with us all week, man. So we showing my guy love.
That man was
love.
Yeah, they got down, man. They got down in the bowl game, man.
But he was part of that championship. He was part of that championship team that won the championship, though. We know that. He was a major part of that one. Let's see. Shout out to AU Tez. Yeah, they get mad. What up, Huggy? What's the deal, my guy? At Huggy be a lot of Auburn fan bases, man. Regardless, Sunshine Pump in the Doomsday.
Yeah,
them. Yeah. You can't let that. Can't let it get to you. Okay, let's not get too drastic. AU beats the Fighting Hens. Righteousness.
So y'all think AU will beat South Carolina, man? And think about this. Okay, let me hit y'all with this. Reality gut punch. The last 2 times we played South Carolina, they beat us.
They did. You're right.
So like they got a better squad now. So what, you know what I'm saying? What make us think that, you know what I'm saying, we would beat them? They beat us the last 2 times and got a better squad.
So are you saying their squad now? No, wait. So are you saying the South Carolina squad is better than what Auburn has on paper that's going to be on the field this year? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying the South Carolina squad is better than their best 2 squads. They more talented than their best 2. They beaten us the last 2 times. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but this squad is really talented. This squad might be talented than that squad that we had. So
yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.
But we just saying it's like, you know, it ain't possible, man.
I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you, but I'm just saying this AU squad is talented. It is a talented squad.
No, I agree, man. I agree. And like I said, man, I'm gonna just have to. It's like I'm gonna have to see it. You know, I'm gonna have to see everybody on the same page. Situational play calling has to get better. We got to get better in the red zone, man. So I'm gonna just have to see it, man. I'm tired of being disappointed, man. I really am. Tired of being disappointed.
All I'm gonna say is this, Bubba. The man he been doing his thing. He been doing his thing. When will SEC teams go to 105 scholarships? Ooh.
They're talking about going to that, man, but then some teams might not go to that because
ridiculous, man.
Is you got to account for money too. You know what I'm saying? That you're gonna have to pay these cats. So
it's ridiculous. At some point in time, this if that's the case, man, they're gonna have to start letting these guys pay for their own education.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and not having it funded by the school. Because if they're getting the NIL and then you giving them a scholarship, man, that's a lot of money coming out, bro. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of money. So they're making enough where they can pay. I'm just gonna be real with you. These guys, I'm not gonna say all of them, but a lot of these guys are making enough to where they can pay for their school out of the NIL. But it'll be interesting to see what happened, man. Alan Berry comes in with the super chat, man. Shout out to Alan Berry, man. He said, "Old Hugh better pull out the burner phone. Get up his Lord and Savior on speed dial and pray for a miracle. Shout out to Alan Berry, always coming through with the super chat, man. We appreciate you, my guy. We appreciate you, my guy, man. Shout out to him, man. He gotta bring it out. It look like I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that out here. I'll say that off. Because when he said that, it made me oh man, y'all don't know why I'm laughing, but trust me, if I could say it, bruh, oh man, y'all would be laughing too if I could say what I just if y'all could say. Let me go from that. Key Richard said, man, we got a better squad now than the last 2 See,
Yeah, but I'm saying my point is they have a better squad too.
But is this squad better? Let's see. Is this AU squad better than that AU squad and that South Carolina squad that beat that AU squad?
I don't know, man. I don't know, bro. I know. Like, if you give me a choice, would I take Jackson on or their quarterback? I'll take it.
Me and Tez right here because Tez know what I'm talking about. When I started laughing, he know exactly what I'm talking about. I will leave it alone though. Tez and Huggy is true to the T. Power. My bad. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, man. But it's just funny. It's funny. It's funny, man.
But y'all, wow, bro.
My bad, man. My bad. It is what it is. DC, man, we've been here for a little bit, man. It's time for us to get off, man.
Yes,
what can they find you at?
Nah, man, you can find me at Auburn Addicts, at Auburn_Addicts on all platforms, man. Twitter or X it is now. All platforms, man. Come see me. Tell me my people, man, to like, subscribe, go to the channel at Auburn Addicts, at Auburn_Addicts.
Yes,
Addicts TV. Come see us.
Yes. Yeah, man. And you can find us, man, Water Cooler Talk on Water Cooler Talk Podcast on Facebook, on Instagram and TikTok at the Water Cooler Talk, on Twitter and X at CoolerSpot23. And of course, you can subscribe, like, share, and hit the notification bell here on YouTube. So you know when we post more videos, go live, post the polls, post photos on YouTube, man. You get a chance to see those. Still got a lot of Senior Bowl content that's coming. Got the Jarquez Hunter interview that should be dropping tomorrow morning. It's quick 2-minute interview that I got with him right after practice, man. So you get a chance to see his insight and how he has really solidified himself as probably one of the top 3 to 5 running backs in this draft. Like he's one of those guys, man. So it'll be interesting to see what's happening there with that, man. So be on the lookout for that as well. Let's take a look and see what's going on right here, man. Nick, if something happens and the coaching staff changes, you got to tell that story. I'm gonna have to tell it. I'm gonna have to tell that story, bro. I gotta tell that story. I'm gonna tell it. My bad, man. I'm sorry, man. It's just top-notch show, man, as expected, gentlemen. Appreciate you, man. The Huggy Beard himself, man. Appreciate you, man. Great show tonight, as usual, especially after a long week. Yeah, it's been a long week, King Richard, man. Mm-hmm. I'll be looking for you, man. Saturday, you said you'll be in section 128. I'll be in the press box for majority of the game, but once the game ends, I'll be coming out on the field to get some more content, and I'll shoot my way over there to take take a photo with you and speak with you, my guy. So make sure you look me up. I'll be wearing either this one or a gray shirt. I don't know yet. We'll figure it out. 5 Adam said, can you update in-state recruiting? Anything you got on that, DC?
Hey man, tune in. If you don't do it tomorrow, tune in to Sunday, man. We're gonna talk about update recruiting Sunday. And have you heard, man? Auburn News today at 6 p.m. We'll give you a complete rundown.
Yeah, right. As of right now, nothing has changed. Right now, I know Coach Freeze was with Jace Matthews in Mississippi a couple of days ago, and they just had an in-home visit with Jared Curtis. They just had an in-home visit with Jared Curtis. So I don't know how that's going to happen, but it's going to be interesting to see. But make sure you tune in to Have You Heard Sunday 6 p.m.
Yeah, we'll give you a complete rundown, man.
Yes, sir. Auburn Dad. Woo. Later, Pete. Shout out to you, Auburn Dad. We appreciate you, man. Shout out to Nick and DC. Man, somebody shout out to everybody in chat. Yes, sir, to the Huggy Beard himself. I like this, man.
That's dope, bro. That's dope.
That's dope. The cooler need more cubes. I like that.
Dope, bro.
I like that. I like that, man. Shout out to you. We do need more cubes. Let's go put some more cubes in the cooler.
That's dope, man. That's dope, man. Shout out to King Richard, man. He that guy, man.
Yeah, shout out to King Richard.
Appreciate your support, Richard. Appreciate you, man.
Sorry about that one comment, Nick. Didn't think it through part. No, you good, man. Everything is all right. Yeah, Bubba. If I'm gonna put it like this: if something changes with the coaching staff, if that happens, then I'll tell the story on live so everybody can hear it. But if not, it's just gonna stay back behind closed doors. I can't put that one out there, man. But yeah, it is what it is. So we'll see you later too, man. We appreciate y'all so much for rocking with us here, man. As always, man. Make sure you subscribe, make sure you like, make sure you hit the notification bell, man. We're trying to grow, and trying to glow, man. And all hearts and minds are clear, DC. Anything else before we get up out of here?
That's it. Tell the old man we said what's up, man.
Yeah, man. Tell him we said what's up. Hardbone, if you watch this on the rewatch, shout out to you. Rodney Williamson, shout out to you. Buddy Skinner, shout out to you.
You better name them all, bro. I told you about that. You better name them all.
It's just the one that's popping in my head. It's just crazy. It's Martin. C Hall,
you better
all
name
y'all,
them all.
man. Shout out to all y'all, man. If y'all watch this on the rewatch, man, we appreciate
PhD,
y'all, man.
You got PhD.
PhD, that's right.
Boy,
She watching the
better name
rewatch.
them
Shout
all,
out to
dog.
her, man. It is what it is, man. We appreciate you, man. Before we get up out of here, as always, man, y'all have a good one. Better yet, y'all have a great one. Y'all be blessed, man. We'll see you tomorrow, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. And as always, one love. And we out this mug. Holla.
Make sure you like, subscribe, share, and hit the notification bell so you know when we post more videos and go live.